This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Darnell wants to know, how does it feel to have your work exposed to a whole new generation via the network and through the work of guys like FTR? I was too young to see the original Horsemen, but I still get to experience your work, and you've become one of my all-time favorites. I do think that's an interesting question because of the network. A lot of younger fans, and I've talked to guys like Kevin Nash or Scott Hall and Sean Waltman, and they'll tell me that, you know, they have 5-year-olds coming over to Too Sweet'em. Well, clearly they didn't see the NWO in 96 or 7 or 8, but their dads have watched it on the network and now they're into it. And then you've still got guys who, you know, make it known, hey man, we're sort of biting their style a little bit with a big time tag team like FTR. Did you expect this sort of resurgence? Because perhaps this didn't exist in any prior generation of wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like maybe the guys a generation before you, they probably didn't have this second surge of interest. Does that make sense?
Sure. 100%. I wished I would have had this technology available when I was starting.
Yeah.
And I could have watched all the guys before me, you know, that whole generation of guys, you know, 70s and 80s. Because if you're smart and you're open-minded and you take your ego out of it, if you sit down and watch 10 wrestling matches with any, doesn't matter the amount of experience or the quality of the match, good or bad, you can learn something from every single match. And you can steal something that you can take and tweak it and twist it a little bit and change the way you present it or where you put it in a match. And it looks like something entirely different when it was actually same thing that had occurred for the last 10 years. You just made it your own. And that's what we do. We all steal from each other. In those days, all you could do is when you would go to a new territory and you would see a guy that would do something that you liked, you wouldn't just blatantly do it the way he did it because the fans would be receptive to that. But the most important thing was if you just blatantly stole the guy's finish and got into it exactly the way he did, guys were offended because that's something, especially if it was a unique to only them move. If only he did it and he was known for, like Wrestling 2 was known for doing a knee lift for a finish. Had someone else in a different territory started to do it and set it up and did the whole thing the way that he did it, you know, if you ran into that guy somewhere down the road, you were going to have some heat with him. And that's the way that knowledge was passed around as you would go to different territories. You didn't have the network and all that stuff. Now, the first technology, correct me if I'm wrong, would have probably been VHS. People taping the VHS tapes and passing them around and selling them and all that stuff. Am I correct?
Yeah. I mean, listen, it existed before that, but tape trading definitely became a thing. And I mean, I used to do it in 96, 97, 98, 99. I was tape trading. And then of course it went to DVDs, but now with the advent of the internet, shit, man, you can watch just about any wrestling match you want. It's in your pocket anytime you need it.
Yeah. And I love it. A lot of stuff. I love to go back and watch, you know, some of the old stuff, older than me, even the 70s stuff, early 80s. It's great to watch. It's magnificent.
Here's a sort of interesting, I don't know, I guess this is more of a taste and opinion, but yours is always unique. Troy Coleman wants to know, if Arn could have won one world title, would he have preferred to beat Hulk Hogan for the world title at WrestleMania or Ric Flair for the world title at a Starrcade?
No brainer, Hogan at WrestleMania, because I'd want that payoff.
I mean, that's the only answer, right? That's got to be the answer.
There's not another answer.
Yep.
Anybody tells you something else, they're lying. You know, I mean, when you can walk in that night in front of those kind of crowds at that point in time, walk out of there the champion, you know, chances are you just made 7 figures.
Yeah.
That's the only answer, if you ask me.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money, it's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.